Black Panther Wakanda Forever trailer breakdown. By far, Black Panther Wakanda Forever is one of the most anticipated Marvel movies, and its synopsis has been finally released. It caused quite a stir among Marvel fans, and we're here with all the Easter eggs and a complete breakdown of this amazing movie's trailer. Make sure to watch till the very end so you don't miss anything. The trailer tells us a lot about the central conflict and the plot of Wakanda Forever, and it kind of sets the mood for the entire movie. Though Wakanda Forever was supposed to release earlier, but due to the sudden demise of Chadwick Boseman, things got delayed. It was also because Chadwick kept his cancer in secret, and even Marvel didn't know about it. But the way that he carried Black Panther was remarkable, despite going through so much. But for Wakanda Forever, the directors had to find a man who did a job just as good as Chadwick did with T'Challa. The director himself was a huge fan of Chadwick, and he said in an interview, "We put our love for Chadwick into this film. So you should know that this Black Panther movie is going to be extra special." When it comes to the newly released trailer, things are looking pretty good, and we get to see a lot of emotions at the central conflict. New characters are introduced, and comic fans already know their storyline. But for the rest, the new characters are going to be a big surprise. Marvel has also made a very important decision about the cast of T'Challa and has said that they're not going to recast anyone for the role of King T'Challa. So it simply means that the people of Wakanda will also be grief-struck by the death of their king. In fact, the trailer also opens up with a scene where everyone is mourning the death of King T'Challa. Though the reason for his death isn't revealed, some people are speculating that the reason will be cancer, the same reason with which Chadwick died. We get to see Shuri and Ramonda mourning T'Challa, so both of them are definitely going to be in the new movie. In another scene, people are pretty shocked to see Ramonda sitting on the throne of Wakanda. She actually takes over the throne after T'Challa's death and becomes the Queen of Wakanda. But she isn't entirely happy with it, and we get to see that in her expressions throughout the trailer. We also get to see T'Challa's funeral. So the trailer has handled Chadwick's farewell with grace and dignity. There are a lot of African traditions for the funeral that we get to see snippets of. Fans are also speculating that we'll get to see the City of the Dead in Black Panther 2, where all the Black Panthers are buried after their death. Or at least, that's what happens in the comics. Now, let's get to the good part, because we also get to see the origin of Namor in the trailer. He is going to be a huge part of Black Panther 2, and possibly the antagonist of the movie. He also is a huge part of Black Panther comics. So, he's surely going to be a key character in the Wakanda and Atlantic conflict. But Namor is still a superhero, despite him having a darker side. The reason for the conflict isn't revealed yet, but reports are that it's going to be an underwater expedition that puts Namor and Black Panther against each other. Another shot in the Black Panther 2 trailer shows us that the throne of Wakanda is on fire and is flooded with water at the same time. And this shot is definitely symbolizing the destruction of the herb and kept Black Panther flourishing. But now it is apparent that Wakanda is going to face a great deal of destruction, supposedly at the hands of Namor. But what exactly is going to save them from this catastrophic situation? A new Black Panther, for sure. Who this new Black Panther is going to be is still unclear. But we get to see Riri and Shuri together in the lab, so they might actually end up getting things under control. And while we're at it, you should also know that Riri Williams is a new addition in the movies, and we see Shuri greeting her. And she's also a genius who will help Wakanda in this time of crisis. The character of Riri Williams is being played by Dominique Thorne, who's also going to have her own series pretty soon. In another scene in the trailer, we see a shot of the throne where something is written on the walls, and the whole room has gone through quite a makeover. The production team of Wakanda Forever told the media that these words written on the columns are "Rest in power, King T'Challa. Our hero, it was an honor, and rest in power." These words sound glorious, but quite depressing for the Queen because she is constantly reminded of her deceased son. It is apparent from the trailer that the movie could be a little dark with a serious tone because of T'Challa's death, unlike the first movie, which had a whole lot of comical reliefs. This movie talks more about tragedies. As we get to see, Namor has been going through so much since childhood. In a flashback shot in the trailer, we see Namor sitting and watching a coastal building burned to the ground, and reports that his parents burned in the same building. So his childhood was pretty dark too, and this tragedy practically shaped his life. It is also being reported that this fire was no accident, and someone intentionally burned the building with Namor's parents in it. This incident will result in Namor thinking that all the land people are bad and he'll hate them, resulting in him turning into a villain of his own story. Also, he would want to protect his people from intruders because of the fear that is ingrained in his mind. We also see another shot of Namor in the trailer, in the present day, where he's sitting by the ruins of that building. So it's pretty apparent that he still is traumatized by the incident of his parents' death. Furthermore, we already know that Wakanda follows a tribal system, so all the tribes obviously are devastated by the death of T'Challa. Even M'Baku and Jabari tribes will mourn the death of their king. There are shorts in the trailer where we get to see M'Baku, and it is pretty clear that he'll try his best to defend Wakanda against the immense power of Namor. Not only this, but we also know that M'Baku wanted to be king, so we'll get to know more about whether he still hopes to claim the throne or his sole purpose now is the protection of his land. Moreover, we also get to see Namora, another Atlantean hero on land, but she's breathing just fine with the help of technology. She's wearing what seems to be a tribute to Aztec gods. Namora isn't just a random addition to the movie because she has always been in the Atlantean novels. She might also play the role of antagonist beside Namor, but Namor isn't the only new character we see in this short. Besides her, we see Atuma, and even though he's out of focus, his God of War-like appearance tells us a lot about him. In the comics, Atuma is constantly in conflict with Namor because he wants to claim the throne to Atlantis, but this time they might actually be working together to save their people and keep the intruders away. There is also a shot of Everett Ross in the trailer. So the companion of T'Challa will still be in the picture, but with T'Challa gone and Wakanda being quite helpless, he might find himself teamed up with other forces. His superiors would certainly want to take advantage of Wakanda during this time. So Everett Ross will find his loyalties torn between the country of his old friend and the US officials. Not only this, the Queen of Wakanda knows that the country is going through a difficult time, so Ramonda takes over international diplomacy. In the trailer, we also get to see Ramonda entering a room with a lot of official-looking people. It means Wakanda is going through a huge crisis, and Ramonda is seeking help from neighboring countries. Also, during this scene, Ramonda says that her whole family is gone. It might mean that Shuri is out of picture or possibly taken by the Atlanteans. It would certainly be a trying time for Ramonda, and she doesn't even possess the power that T'Challa had, so defending her country would be very difficult for her. We also get to see Ironheart in the very prominent short in the movie, which tells us that it is going to help them save Wakanda. We also get to see shorts of a proper war between Atlantis and Wakanda. It seems like Atlanteans have entered Wakanda, and there's no one in sight that could stop them. Speculations are that Namor and his companions might be gods in the MCU, because we get to see this theory in a lot of movies. By the end of the trailer, there is a heartbreaking scene that tells us that Wakanda might be on the verge of destruction. It is a flood scene where water is entering the throne room of Wakanda. It might be a symbol that Namor won the war against Wakanda. And now, the kingdom has fallen. We don't get to see who exactly will save Wakanda because if no one is there to save it, then it surely isn't a fair fight. The movie will be released in November, and fans are pretty excited about it. So what are your thoughts about the new Black Panther movie? Tell us in the comment section. Also, make sure to like this video, subscribe to our channel, and hit the bell icon to get the latest updates. We'll see you in the next video. Till then, adios from our side.